I'm Dina Norton. I'm a holistic dietitian. I've been in practice for a long time. And what I love about Clinicians Code is the one thing I came in for, what I knew I would use most about the program, even though the recorded content and bonus materials and group calls are fabulous. I wanted one-to-one support. I wanted to be able to present hard cases and ask difficult questions and get thorough feedback and be able to ask follow-up questions and really get to the bottom of some things that were sticking points for me. So the fact that I was able to get that kind of support from Bryan, and then I also got that kind of support for business-related things from Julie was priceless. What Clinicians Code did for me was really add confidence and clarity, both in the clinical space and on the business side. So in the clinical space, the fact that I could come with questions and cases that were difficult, some of which I'd really struggled with, I had poured over research myself. I had tried things in practice, and to get responses that were grounded in physiology and research and clinical experience, and then to get feedback back and forth, really tossing those things around built so much confidence, because by the end of those exchanges, I knew exactly what research said, what we knew about the body, what should work, why things might not work. And I didn't have to go back to that situation feeling like I was a failure or I was totally missing something. I either knew it or we don't know it yet. And that's a very affirming response too. You're doing the right things, you know the stuff. Some of this is just difficult. And then on the marketing side, to be able to present, specific marketing materials before I ever use them, to present ideas about changes in services before I publish them, and to get Julie's expert feedback on all the nitty-gritty details, from like tailoring the wording and the length and the structure of things so that they were the most effective from a messaging standpoint, as well as from a services and selling standpoint, and from a profitability standpoint for me as a business owner, was invaluable. So I feel like the fact that both clinically and from a business marketing side of things, I didn't just get generic instruction. I didn't even get one-to-one help that was like step 1 and step 2. I got people who were went as many steps as I needed, 8 or 10 or 12 or 15, to make sure that at the end, I really was crystal clear on what I was doing, why I was doing it, and had confidence it was going to work. I would recommend Clinicians Code to other colleagues for a few reasons. One, probably foremost, is that the level of support you're going to get is very high touch. And it's hard to find that out there these days, to get actual access to actual people you want answers from. But two, it comes from a place of deep integrity. And that's super important to me as a person, as a provider, as a business owner, to be doing things from a place of truth and honesty about what's known and what's not known, and really getting in and grappling with things that are gray and things that may be floated out there as theories or maybe trendy, but actually don't have research behind them. And I want to be intellectually honest as a person and with my clients, and run my business in that way too. And that's the kind of guidance I got, both on a clinical side of things as well as from a business perspective. And it was so helpful. So I just don't think you're going to get that level of integrity, that level of high touch care on both the clinical front and on the business front anywhere else. Do it. It's worth it because of who Bryan and Julie are. They're high integrity people, and this is a high integrity program. You're going to get more than you think you're going to get out of it, especially if you're willing to put in the time to present more questions more often, more detail with your cases, more links, more revisions of business or marketing related things. The more you put in, the more you will get, and it's worth every penny.